Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're discussing Facebook ads Christmas scaling. So at the point of posting this, Black Friday is over. I hope you had massive success, and let's try to replicate that for December, which is usually a tough month coming from Black Friday. So I'm gonna structure today's video in order to give max value with these 4 points. So first I'm gonna give you an introduction, like a warm-up, November, December, January, because you cannot look at December as a whole month. It's like you have 4 months instead of one, and then transitioning into January is important. A few key actions: December ad account structure based on an example of myself last year with a client, and then Christmas ad creatives. We will touch a little bit on this to give you a guide, and then next Sunday's video is gonna be about Christmas ad creatives directly. Let's get started with a case study. This is from a wellness beauty client of mine when I was running, and I'm still running, the Facebook ads. So December 2022, I was already working there with them as a media buyer. So in the month of December, they made 130K. 2023, they made 260K. And then we completely broke revenue records last year's in December. Of course, we had the last couple of days of Black Friday at the beginning, so it makes it higher. But also you can see that we did some really good scaling here until the cut date for shipping and all that stuff. December 25th is usually the worst day, then Boxing Day, and then end of year sale. So this already gives you a little bit of guidance into what I'm doing for December, depending on the ad account. And that was a really big scaling, much more revenue than the month of November. So it was huge. Anyways, let's get into this. And I mean, Christmas is gonna be different for every brand. Like there are brands that are very gifting oriented, brands that are very self-purchasing oriented, brands that are really good on summer but they go down in winter. You have to personalize this video a little bit for yourself, and then in the comments you can make any questions, but let's get it. So warm up, November, December, January. Now, of course, November, we're coming from Black Friday, we're coming from a huge spike in revenue, especially at the end of November, and we're coming from people already getting used to discounts. So we want to, in general, we want to continue that momentum and funnel it into Christmas, but also into Evergreen. So, but keep in mind, people are already warmed up from Black Friday, and they just got their, sorry that I connect the battery. They just got the November payday, December payday. December salary just hit the bank account. So that's good, okay? Now, December 1st till the 7th, this is like hangover from Black Friday. So usually here we don't see, well, not the first, the second, sorry. Second, we don't see like a huge pump in here. And also people believe they have a lot of time until Christmas, so for the gifting stuff. So this is like a reset phase. Then we have the high conversion period that if you do gifting, this is huge. So this is December 8th to December 15th. But before, this is the period of scaling. But if you want to scale this, that means that from December 2nd to the 7th, you have to be testing, okay? Then December 15th to the 20th, this is last minute panic buying. So here we want to put urgency on the website. We want to have urgency on the ads. We want to talk about Christmas, of course. And here it's much easier to convert people if you do gifting, okay? 20th to the 25th, Christmas slow down. So here usually we see like a big dump in sales. People are not buying, people are just focused on Christmas. They're not buying gifts anymore. Plus all the money has been already spent on Black Friday, on Christmas preparation. Like people are buying different clothing, they're buying the gifts. Everything is already bought by the 20th, more or less. So expect those 5 to 6 days to be pretty low. Then on the 26th, we have the post-Christmas boom. So after these New Year's coming, they have already celebrated Christmas. There are some holidays, so we have to capitalize on that as well, okay? And then we're gonna move from this into January, which is low CPMs. We're gonna have the winter sales. New Year sale is also interesting to do it from, December 20th or 25th, whatever, until January, 7th or January 14th. Like there's no exact end date on this New Year sale, but somehow you have to transition from New Year sale into winter sale, okay? So find a way to do that. And this would be a simple warm-up of what we're about to face, okay? So as you saw, there are like 4 different months inside of December. Now, let's go into a few key actions for a big December. So if you've been coached by me, you already know all of this. So in November, we did the Black Friday Mastermind. And in there, I told everybody multiple times with examples, with everything, what you want to do the month of November before Black Friday is you want to publish. So it's basically this. You want to publish, test, and hyperscale, number 1, evergreen campaigns during Black Friday. And that's going to give you an instant big reward of high performance during December. I'll tell you why now in a second. And second, you want to launch Christmas and gifting ads campaigns before Black Friday, scale them and get them out of learning phase during Black Friday, and then enjoy easy scaling during December. And I gave them a framework on how to do this and everything. But basically, the advantage of this is, I'm running out of battery on this thing. Anyways, the advantage on why doing this is about the specific thing called estimated action rate. This is basically the calculation that the algorithm on Meta does in order to understand the probabilistic behavior on people seeing your ad and having a purchase on the ad. So long story short, if you have a campaign, I'm talking about Christmas, by December 5th, this campaign talking about Christmas has already accumulated 100 purchases. That campaign is super, super competitive in retrieval, in ranking, and in the auction. It's really, really good because you're gonna have a lot of engagement, you're gonna have a lot of likes, you're gonna have a lot of purchases. Those ad sets really win the auctions on Meta. They're really competitive, they get the best traffic. If by December 5th, you say, okay, now let's turn off Black Friday and let's launch some Christmas ads. And on December 5th, you start Christmas from scratch. Everybody that has done what I was explaining in October and December is gonna crush you. Basically because their estimated action rate on their campaigns is super high. And then they do the other stuff that I explained about the auctions and they absolutely crush everybody on December. So yeah. Now, if that was not the case, what to do and make sure that's the case for next year, or join us anytime soon in the coaching, is evergreen. We do it every year, different workshops for different quarters. The first week of January, we have the Q1 workshop. I never give information about this, so not a lot of people are aware, but we do a workshop inside of the accelerator. The whole year, we do a workshop on every quarter. So Q1 is coming, January 7th, January 8th, something like this, to help people prepare for the low conversion, low CPM period, which is going to be tough, but it can be leveraged for success. Now, December. Again, keep the evergreen active. Surf the different December waves, okay? And then try to work on different angles because who knows what's going to work for your case. Different ways to enter the Christmas party, let's say. So, of course, we're going to have the gifting stuff, the perfect gift for her, for him, for parents, whatever. This can be done with pretty much every product. Seasonal angle. So this is basically take your winning angle. Imagine it was wake up flawless every day or look incredible without makeup. So we take that thing and we brand it as Christmas. So this is something like this Christmas, look flawless without makeup. Perfect. Because that's contextual, seasonal. And this is self-purchasing. So if I'm buying something for myself on December 5th, of course, I'm going to be thinking about the Christmas parties, the Christmas events with families, if I go out, if I go here, if I have this trip, etc. So things like Christmas edition, Christmas collection, get whatever result this Christmas, treat yourself, this Christmas. All of these, Christmas, it makes sense, it's seasonal, so it's good for the CTR. And then the last one, of course, there's a certain element of urgency. Order before the 15th to receive it before Christmas. So it's not only about gifting, but also people want to get stuff before Christmas. If I'm buying a new sweatshirt, a new shirt, and I want to look amazing, I want that before Christmas. Because then we have the new year, Eve, New Year party, Christmas party, meeting with friends, going out with the girlfriend, with this, the family, whatever. We want things before Christmas, not only the gifts. So you can leverage that in your marketing, okay? Now let's talk about ad account structure, that I know you all guys love this. First of all, the learnings that you have from Andromeda, from the tests that we all have done September, October, November about Andromeda, and we all have validated those Andromeda structures on Black Friday, replicate that for your specific case. To be able to coach on ad account structure, which I'm finding super, super challenging, to be honest. I coach a lot of people and it is a struggle because we basically have to do it in one-on-one coachings and decide based on the amount of products that they sell, based on a bunch of things, but very personalized. So for me to come in and give you like a general account structure, it's a little bit of an illusion and it's not good advice, but basically what you have discovered on Black Friday, replicate that, okay? I'll tell you what worked for me last December and basically what I'm gonna pursue this year as well. So the first thing is I said, we wanna keep, we wanna have specific Christmas campaigns. You see, in here, this was published in December. Mistake. Should have published before Black Friday because now I'm starting from scratch with this. It's not gonna be as scalable. So learn from my mistakes, which I'm not doing this year anymore. Christmas campaigns. Then we want to have a New Year sale. This will be interesting. And here we spent 10K. ROAS above 2, I think close to 3 or 3. So here I abused it. I had a lot of campaigns, max value, cost cap, this and that, advantage when we used to have that, bid cap, ABO testing, blah, 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 blah. Whatever works, I push in much more. So the ABO and the bid cap, let's go. I don't care. So that's that. And then we keep the evergreen stuff active. Here's the trick. This was the highest scaling campaign, the CBO scaling credit diversification, which I still have active today, and I'm gonna run it this Black Friday. So keep your evergreen stuff. Basically, before Black Friday, you had some evergreen CBOs, I hope, that were working great. During Black Friday, you scaled those. Keep them active, and during Christmas, you scale them because they have accumulated so much learning that they are super powerful, even more than any Christmas campaign that you can do with the perfect messaging, perfect branding. Still, if I've got a CBO with 1,000 purchases accumulated, that's gonna beat every single campaign in the ad account. It's so powerful. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna keep the evergreen stuff, retargeting, testing, CBOs, some New Year type of communication, and then Christmas stuff, okay? If you have these 3 things in the ad account, perfect. And I'm not gonna tell you just have 1 CBO or have 20 CBOs, because that advice I cannot really give you. Any YouTube video that you watch and they tell you, no, now you have to have 1 CBO scaling, 1 CBO testing. They don't know what you're selling, so that's not good advice. In general, I'm still doing ABO testing for important variables, and I usually have multiple CBOs for scaling, and then I trim it down based on performance to 2, 3 CBOs, but depends on the case. So that's ad account structure. And then to finish the video, let's talk about ad creatives. Again, next week, this shit's not even working. Ad creatives. Let's imagine it says ad creatives here. Next week, I'm gonna publish the dedicated Christmas video about creatives. So the first thing, the colors. I'm not a huge, the word's not fan. I'm not a professional when it comes to branding at all. I mean, you can see the ugly videos that I produce. So, but it's definitely important, not because of, wow, the brand, but because of being recognizable fast. So as you know, everybody skips 90% of the ads in less than 1 second. So if they see these colors and it matches the current experience that they're seeing on Reels, for example, it just makes sense. Because what type of Instagram Reels do you think people will be watching on December 10th? I will tell you. The best Christmas market in New York, the best Christmas market in France, the winter trip for Christmas, blah, 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 gifting guide. So this is the organic content that they're seeing, and they're seeing it with this branding. And this is my Christmas tree, And the way that I have decorated this year, more inspired in whatever trend. So that's the organic experience, and you want to blend into that with your ads. So the easiest thing is just use those 2 colors. Then when you look at this, these are a few Christmas ads that I just checked right now. Like go to any ad library software or Facebook ads library, just type in Christmas and you will see a bunch of ads. It's super easy. You don't need my videos for that. Let's look at the elements, okay? Girl in some pajama at home. Pajama. I don't even know what's pronounced. Pajama, sofa, tree, gifts wrapped. I think this is a tree. Tree on the background, tree on the background, tree on the background, and she's at home. Okay. Just make your research on your specific niche, but your creatives must make sense. This is the easiest advice that I can give you, but just make things that make sense. So we want to use Christmas colors. We don't want to use random branding with blue and pink. It doesn't make sense. Make sure that if you do UGC ads, they are at home. They're not on the beach, like in Italy, in the beach, enjoying the sun. And then you're selling to somebody in Germany and it's minus 10 degrees snowing and they see your ad and they're like, what is this? It's not relatable to me. So make sure your ads are congruent with Christmas. Use Christmas elements, a tree, some wrapped gifts, a sofa, pajamas, snow, this type of UGC, or if you make statics, make sure they appear with like little Christmas elements around it, even if they are emojis or little icons, but make sure they're easily recognizable as, okay, this is a Christmas ad, it makes sense. And then you explain your offer or your product or whatever, okay? Again, next Sunday, I'm gonna do a specific video about ad creatives for Christmas, or we will have more examples, because there are many things that just make more sense. For example, anticipation of gifting, that will be done through, there is a Christmas tree and there is a UGC creator unboxing what's supposed to be a gift and having a reaction. Makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So you have a visual representation of somebody being gifted your product for Christmas, but it's not a UGC creator recording that in her room or his room like, I just got this Christmas gift, and she opens. Doesn't make sense. We want the Christmas elements. So she's there with the tree on the background, opens the gift, unwraps it, surprise, shows it, tries it on, in love, get it now, 20% off. So we want to do those kind of things. I'll give you more examples next week. I wanted this to be more of an introduction video about Christmas because I think last year I didn't do it on YouTube. So you've got a little bit of an account structure advice, a little bit of creative advice. We've got a few key actions where the conclusion was that you need to join us in the coaching and then the warm-up and the different processes on Christmas. I think that's it. I mean, the only thing that I didn't mention is Boxing Day, which is something pretty big in the UK. I don't know about the US. If you're American, let us know in the comments. Boxing Day. So this is basically in reality, it starts the 26th, but you can publish the ads on the 25th in the afternoon. 25th until the 29th, if you want to extend it a little bit more, approximately. So basically, this is people spending the money that they received on Christmas on your products, okay? So that will be a Boxing Day campaign. So we have Boxing Day, we have Christmas sale, we have New Year's sale, and then you transition into winter sale. That's it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't even introduce myself. So if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed the video. Welcome. And I didn't put any stuff for the coaching, but also in the description, in the URL, I will leave some information about coaching and all that, the way I work with people. That's pretty much everything. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week, another one. Last time that I mentioned it. And yeah, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Give a like. If you have any doubt or something, just put it in the comments. And we can check that out and go more specifically into different cases. If you're going to ask a question about your case, give some type of description. Don't just ask me if I recommend to do the CBOs with 1 ad set or 3. Just give me the context so I can properly answer. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.